Hey everyone, this is Sarah from sarahdesign.com again, and if you're coming from the video right before this, you remember that we grabbed our image out of Silhouette and we brought it into Photoshop. We selected it and now it's on its own layer, ready to go to be put into this scene. But the next step in this scene is we need to make a smart object that is at the angle of this piece of wood. So when we put our word welcome in there, it's not going to be just straight up and down, it's going to fit right into this shape. Alright, so the first step, whenever I'm working on an image like this, is I duplicate my layer. And you can do that by just dragging it down onto this little piece that looks like a piece of paper. The little icon down there. You turn off your background layer, you'll have that handy in case you mess up this layer. Believe me, I've been there. So the first step of this is we're going to have to erase, basically, the word welcome. This can be a little time consuming, so I might just speed up the video for this part, but just to let you know what's happening, we're gonna use our eyedropper tool to sample the color from the wood, and then we're gonna use our brush, find a nice soft brush here, and we're just gonna be painting right over top of the wording. And if you need your brush to get bigger, you can just expand the size. See, it's bigger. Even bigger and smaller. Or a really great keyboard command is to use the left bracket on your keyboard, makes it smaller, right bracket makes it bigger. I use this constantly. So I'm going to go ahead and paint over this. Okay, now we have most of the painting done, but it looks a little fakey around the edges. So we can go over to this Band-Aid thing, which is the healing brush tool. You can see in the choices here, it's the healing brush tool. And when you paint that between two areas where there's kind of a hard edge of color and you want it to blend together, it's just going to blend it together. But you get to hold down Option, to sample an area that you're sort of copying over. So if you need this to be a little bit bluer, you sample from the blue area. If you need this to be a little bit more taupe, you sample from the taupe area. So I'm going to kind of be sampling back and forth until I blend it in these edges. So the next thing we want to do is, I'm going to go Command minus to zoom out a little bit. We need to draw the shape in here that matches the angle of this wood. So if I zoom out a little bit more, I can get a much bigger view. Pretend that this piece of wood was standing upright. It's just a big long rectangle, right? So we're going to take our marquee tool and we're going to make a new layer and try and approximate the dimensions of what that piece of wood would look like if it was standing upright. Not too skinny, just right. And I'm going to say Edit, Fill. I'm going to fill it with, it says background color, that's fine. That's going to give you the white. Hit OK. Alright. Now we can deselect by saying Command D, or going up to the select menu and picking it right there. Go over to the layer where this rectangle lives, and we're going to turn it into a smart object by right-clicking on the word where it says Layer 1 and saying Convert to Smart Object. Let's go ahead and call that Smart Object. Okay? So now that it's a smart object, we're going to be able to stretch it all out of proportion and do crazy things to it, and it won't hurt anything. So we go up and grab our arrow tool. Whenever you're in doubt about what's going on your screen, just go back and grab the arrow tool. Handy tip from me to you. We're going to down the opacity so we're going to be able to see what shape to pull this into. And then what we want to do is hit Transform. So the keyboard command for Transform is Command T. And so first we want to kind of match just the tilt of this. So I go up to the corner, I get these little curvy arrows, and I can tilt this until this line seems about the same as that line. While this is still in place, I can hold down Command and start dragging in the corners to try and line up approximately with that upper surface of the piece of wood. Keep maintaining sort of a nice width distance from the outside edge. Just go ahead and grab these corners and move this in a little bit. For this edge, I'm trying to match what I think would be the angle right there. But not cover up this little circle. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, so we'll hit return. Alright, now if we open up this smart object, oops, it opens up the new .psb tab, as expected, and we want to put our welcome wording into there, and then it will appear right here. So go over to our screenshot, we'll hit Command A, that's to select all. We'll make sure we're on the right layer. We don't actually need these layers at all. I'll just leave them for now. So we've hit Command A. You can't see it, but there's a little marching ant selection around the whole outside. Then hit Command C for copy. Go back over to our .psb file and hit Command V for paste. Now nothing has happened here because we haven't hit save. That's why this asterisk is here, reminding us that we haven't saved. So if we hit File, Save, or Command S, the asterisk goes away, and this has appeared on our piece of wood. You'll notice that we also have the background color in here. So if we go back to the PSB file and we just turn off the background layer, hit Save again, go back, and now we can see the background around it. I think it needs to scoot to the left a little, so I'll go back to the PSB file and I'll just scooch it over. I'll hit Save, take another look. It's looking pretty good. I think it needs to go over even a little further. I don't know what you guys think. Save, and we're in. This looks pretty good. You could probably just go with this right now if you wanted to, or you can take the extra step and make it look more natural, like somebody had rubbed over it with some sandpaper. So that's what I'm going to show you in the next video. I will see you there.